Gara Gokula Ranjana Kana
Yashomadhyandana Brajaharanandara Gokula Rajana Kana
Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Gopi
Paranadana Madana Manohara
Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Kaliya Damona Vidana Kaliya Damana Vidana Amala Harinam Namiya Vilasa Amala Harinam Namiya Vilasa Vipina Purandara Navina Nagara Bara Vamsi Badana Suvasa
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 Vrajajana Palana Surakula Nasana Nanda Godana Rakovala
Radha Asura Kulana Sana Nanda Godana Rakovala
Vrajajana Palana Surakula Nashana Nanda Godana Rakovala
Radha Palana Asura Kulana Sana Nanda Godana Rakovala
Govinda Madhava Navinita Taskara
Govinda Madhava Navita Taskara
Govinda Madhava Navinita Taskara
Govinda Madhava Navita Taskara
Sundara Nanda Gopala
Sundarananda Gopala
Sundarananda Gopala
Sundarananda Gopala
Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara Rasa Rasika Kripa Moya
Yamuna Katakara Gopikasana Rasa Rasika Kripamoya
Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara Rasa Rasika Kripa Moya
Yamuna Katakara Gopikasana Rasa Rasika Kripamoya
Sri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natabara
Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana
Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Nattabara
Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Nattabara
Bhakti Vinoda Shraya
Bhakti Vinoda Shraya
Bhakti Vinoda Shraya Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara
Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara
Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara
Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara
Yamuna Tattachara Gopi Vasanahara Yamuna Tattachara Gopi Vasanahara Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Nattabara Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Shri Nama Kirtan Ki
Jai.
Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Ki
Jai.
Okay, we will read the translation. You have the Chinese one?
Yes.
Oh. Maybe you should just read the Chinese one.
Huh?
Just read the Chinese one.
Just the Chinese?
Yeah.
Okay. Shrinam Kirtan 譯文主 Krishna 是 Yashoda 媽媽心愛嘅兒子 Braja 大地上眾生超然嘅愛人 Goku 的快樂眾人嘅親人牧牛姑娘嘅生命之魂他甚至攝取了Cupid 的心他懲罰了巨大嘅 Kaliya 毒蛇第二段主 Hari 嘅這些純潔神聖嘅姓名滿載着甜美如甘露般嘅娛樂活動 Krishna 是 Braja 12座森林嘅至尊主人他永遠年輕是最出色嘅戀人他總是口吹笛子他的穿着極為優雅第三段 Krishna 是 Braja 居民嘅保護者眾多惡魔嘅毀滅者 Nanda 王嘅乳牛嘅維護者給乳牛大地和靈性感官以快樂的人幸運女神 Radharani 嘅丈夫偷奶油嘅賊以及 Nanda 美麗嘅牧牛童第四段 Krishna 在 Yamuna 河邊閒逛，在那裏攝取了牧牛姑娘嘅衣服，他以跳優美嘅 Rasa 舞為樂，他極為仁慈，他是 Sri Radharani 嘅戀人心上人，是 Vrindavan 非凡嘅舞蹈家，他是 Bhaktivinoda Thakur 唯一嘅庇護者。
Jai Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayana Namaskritya.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Nairochaiva Navotamam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Tato Jayamudiraye
Tato Jayamudiraye.
Nasta Praeshu Abhadreshu
Nastaipaeshu Nasteshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhagavate Uttama Shloke
Bhagavate Uttama Sloke.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naisiki.
Bhakti Bhavati Vaishtaki.
So we are continuing in Canto 1 Creation, Chapter 8 Prayers by Queen Kunti, and we are on verse 36.
今日繼續閱讀聖典博加談第一篇創造第8章昆治皇后的禱告第36節。
Okay. Shrinvanti
Shanvanti
Gayanti
Gayanti
Grinanti
Vidanti
Abhikshnashaha
Abhishnashaha
Smaranti
Smaranti
Nandanti
Nandanti
Tava
Tava
Ihitam
Ihitam
Janaha
Janaha
Te Eva
Eva
Pasyanti
Pasyanti
Achirena
Achirena
Tavakam
Tavakam
Bhava Pravaha
Bhava Pravaha
Uparamam
Uparamam
Pada Ambujam
Pada Ambujam
Shrinvanti Gayanti Grinanti Abhikshnashaha
Shinanti Gayanti Grinatya Vishnashaha
Shrinvanti Gayanti Grinanti Abhikshnashaha
Shivanti Gayanti Grinatya Vishnashaha
Smaranti Nandanti Tavahitam Janaha
Smaranti Nandanti Tavehitam Janaha
Smaranti Nandanti Tavehitam Janaha
Smaranti Nandanti Tavehitam Janaha
Ta eva pasyanti achirena tavakam
Taeva Pasyanti Achirena Tavakam
Ta eva pasyanti achirena tavakam
Taeva Pasyanti Achirena Tavakam
Bhava pravaho paramam padam bhujam
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 Shrinvanti Gayanti Grinanti Bhikshnasha
Shivanti Gayanti Grinatya Vitshanshaha
Smaranti Nandanti Tavehitam Janaha
Smaranti Nandanti Tavehitam Janaha
Ta eva pasyanti achirena tavakam
Taeva Pasyanti Achirena Tavakam
Bhava pravaho paramam padam bhujam
Bhava Pravaho Paramam Padam Bhujam
Anyone wants to try?
Srivanti Gayanti Grinatya Visnasaha
Shrinvanti Gayanti Grinanti Abhikshnasha
Smaranti Nandanti Tavehitam Janaha
Smaranti Nandanti Tavehitam Janaha
Taeva Pasyanti Achirena Tavakam
Ta eva pasyanti achirena tavakam
Bhava Pravaho paramam padam bhujam.
Bhava pravaho paramam padambujam.
Shivanti gayanti grinatya visashaha. Smaranti nandanti tavehitam janaha. Ta eva pasyati achirena tavakam. Bhava bhavaho paramam padam bhujam.
Shrinvanti.
Shrinvanti.
Here.
聆聽
Gayanti. Chant.
吟唱
Grinanti. Take.
取
Abhikshnashaha.
abhisnekshaha
Continuously.
不斷地
Smaranti.
smaranti
Remember.
記得
Nandanti.
nandanti
Take pleasure.
取樂
Tava.
tava
Your.
your 你的
Ihitam.
ihitam
Activities.
activity 活動
Janaha.
janaha
People in general.
people in general 一般人
They.
他們
Eva.
ever
Certainly.
肯定地
Pasyanti.
pasyanti
Can see.
can see 能看見
Achirena.
achirena
Very soon.
很快
Tavakam.
tavakam
Your.
your 你的
Bhava pravaha.
bhava bhavaha
The current of rebirth.
the current of rebirth 如不息嘅川流般重複出生
Uparamam.
uparanam
Cessation.
cessation 終止
Pada ambujam.
pada ambujam
Lotus feet.
蓮花足
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: O Krishna, those who continuously hear, chant and repeat your transcendental activities or take pleasure in others doing so, certainly see your lotus feet, which alone can stop the repetition of birth and death.
譯文 Krishna 誰不斷聆聽、林誦吟唱、復述你超然嘅活動，或在他人這樣做時感到高興，誰無疑就能很快看到你那雙能終止生死輪迴嘅蓮花足。
Purport: The Supreme Lord Sri Krishna cannot be seen by our present conditional vision. In order to see him, one has to change his present vision by developing a different condition of life full of spontaneous love of God. When Sri Krishna was personally present on the face of the globe, not everyone could see him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Materialists like Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, Kamsa, Jarasandha, and Shishupala were highly qualified personalities by acquisition of material assets, but they were unable to appreciate the presence of the Lord. Therefore, even though the Lord may be present before our eyes, it is not possible to see him unless we have the necessary vision. This necessary qualification is developed by the process of devotional service only, beginning with hearing about the Lord from the right sources. The Bhagavad Gita is one of the popular literatures which are generally heard, chanted, repeated, etc. by the people in general. But in spite of such hearing, etc., sometimes it is experienced that the performer of such devotional service does not see the Lord face to face. The reason is that the first item, Shravana, is very important. If hearing is from the right sources, it acts very quickly. Generally, people hear from unauthorized persons. Such unauthorized persons may be very learned by academic qualifications, but because they do not follow the principles of devotional service, hearing from them becomes a sheer waste of time. Sometimes they fashionably interpret the text to suit their own purposes. Therefore, first one should select a competent and bona fide speaker and then hear from him. When the hearing process is perfect and complete, the other processes become automatically perfect in their own way. There are different transcendental activities of the Lord, and each and every one of them is competent to bestow the desired result, provided the hearing process is perfect. In the Bhagāvatam, the activities of the Lord begin from his dealings with the Pandavas. There are many other pastimes of the Lord in connection with his dealings with the Asuras and others. And in the 10th canto, the sublime dealings with his conjugal associates, the gopis, and his married wives at Dwaraka are mentioned. Since the Lord is absolute, there is no difference in the transcendental nature of each and every dealing of the Lord. But sometimes people in an unauthorized hearing process take more interest in hearing about his dealings with the gopis. Such an inclination indicates the lusty feelings of the hearer. So a bona fide speaker of the dealings of the Lord never indulges in such hearings. One must hear about the Lord from the very beginning, as in the Śrimad Bhagāvatam or any other scriptures, and that will help the hearer attain perfection by progressive development. One should not therefore consider that his dealings with the Pandavas are less important than his dealings with the gopis. We must always remember that the Lord is always transcendental to all mundane attachment. In all the above mentioned dealings of the Lord, he is a hero in all circumstances, and hearing about him or about his devotees or combatants is conducive to spiritual life. It is said that the Vedas and Puranas, etc., are all made to revive our lost relation with him. Hearing all these scriptures is essential.
要指我們現在嘅視覺受條件限制，看不到 Sri Krishna。要想看到他，就必須靠過一種與現在自然不同、對守神充滿真愛嘅生活，來改變現有嘅視覺。當 Sri Krishna 親臨地球時，並非每一個人都能認出他是至尊人格守神，像 Ravana、Hiranyakashipu、Kansa、Jarasandha、Shishupal 等那樣嘅物質主義者，雖然靠物質所得成了大人物，但當至尊主降臨時，卻認不出他。因此，即使至尊主來到我們面前，如果我們不具備看他所必須有嘅視覺，我們也看不見他。要具備這一必須有嘅資格，我只能通過做奉愛服務。而奉愛服務嘅第一項，就是從正確嘅來源聆聽有關 Krishna 的一切。寶嘉梵歌是聞名世界嘅受歡迎嘅文獻之一，廣受大眾聆聽、吟誦和復述。然而，人們有時體驗到，儘管他們做要聆聽一類嘅奉愛服務，但卻沒有與至尊主面對面地相見。 究其原因，奉愛服務嘅第一項聆聽 Stravana 非常重要。如果從正確嘅來源聆聽，見效就非常快。然而，人們一般都是從未經授權嘅人那裏聆聽，這種未經授權嘅人也許有很高嘅學歷，但因為並不遵守奉愛服務嘅原則，所以他們從那裏聆聽純粹是浪費時間。他們有時為了達到個人嘅目的，便迎合社會潮流去解釋經典中嘅經文。因此，人應該先選擇一位真正有資格嘅講授者，然後聽他講解。只要完美地執行了聆聽嘅程序，其他各種程序就會自動得到完美地執行。至尊主從事各種各樣嘅超然活動，只要我們從正確嘅來源聆聽，那麼每一個超然活動都能給予我們想要得到嘅結果。博伽亞談中描述嘅至尊主嘅活動，以他與潘達華兄弟嘅交往為開始，其中談了許多他與惡魔及其他人物打交道嘅娛樂活動。第10篇講述了他與他的情人牧牛姑娘，以及他與杜阿卡這妻子之間純潔高尚嘅交往。至尊主是絕對的，因此他從事嘅每一項活動都有同樣嘅超然本質。然而，從未經授權嘅人那裏聆聽博伽亞談嘅人們，有時會更喜歡聽至尊主與牧牛姑娘交往嘅事。聆聽者的這一傾向，說明他們有色欲。因此，真正有資格嘅講述者在講述至尊主與牧牛姑娘交往嘅事情時，絕不會讓人產生邪念。無論是聆聽聖典博伽亞談，還是聆聽其他經典，人都應該從開篇開始聆聽對至尊主嘅描述，這將幫助聆聽者通過循序漸進嘅程序，遵達完美嘅境界。所以，人不應該以為至尊主與牧牛姑娘嘅交往比他與潘達華兄弟嘅交往重要。我們必須時刻記住，至尊主永遠超越一切世俗嘅執着。在以上提到嘅至尊主從事嘅各種活動中，他對所有嘅情況下都超越世人。而聆聽有關他的奉獻者或對手嘅活動，對人嘅靈性生活大有裨益。編撰偉大經 Vedas 和往世書 Purana 等文獻嘅目的，是為了幫助我們恢復失去嘅與至尊主嘅關係。因此，聆聽所有這些經典非常重要。
Om Jnana Timirandasya Jananjana Shalaka Chakshushanmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karati Vachalam Pangum Langete Girim Yadkripatamam Vande Shri Gurum Denataranam Paramananda Madham Shri Chaitanya Ishwaran Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodato Gadode Pushpanta Chitra Sandatamana. So Kunti is saying, "Oh Krishna, those who continuously hear, chant and repeat your transcendental activities or take pleasure in others doing so, certainly see your lotus feet, which alone can stop the repetition of birth and death."
今日嘅詩節咧，由觀次皇后所講嘅 Krishna 誰不斷聆聽、吟誦、吟唱、復述你超然嘅活動，或在他人這樣做時感到高興，誰無疑就能很快看到你那雙能終止生死輪迴嘅蓮花足。
So her point is that unless you are a pure devotee, you won't be chanting or hearing about Krishna all the time.
咁呢度嘅要點就係咧，除非你係一個絕對純粹嘅奉獻者，如果唔係咧，你冇可能咧係不斷咁樣聆聽同埋吟誦主嘅聖名，無時無刻都喺度做緊呢樣嘢。
Or any activities that is connected to Krishna. If you're not doing it 24 hours a day, then you cannot see Krishna's lotus feet. 如果你唔係24小時都喺度做一啲同 Krishna 有聯繫嘅嘢嘅時候咧，你就冇可能咧見到 Krishna 嘅蓮花足。Or you become very happy to hear someone chant or hear someone giving some class, or you're repeating Krishna's pastimes.
或者你係好開心咁聆聽住人哋念誦主嘅聖名啦，講 Krishna 嘅逍遙時光，或者你自己喺度重複咧，係講述咧 Krishna 嘅逍遙時光。
Yeah. In our movement, we shouldn't think someone cannot speak properly about Krishna, if they are sincere devotees, then whatever they say has some potency.
咁我哋喺我哋嘅運動入邊，我哋唔應該覺得咧有啲人咧係冇能力去講述 Krishna 嘅。只要嗰個人係一個真誠嘅奉獻者咧，佢就能夠有能力有呢個力量咧，去講出一啲咧係有力量嘅説話。
Sometimes the devotees don't come to the temple at all until their guru comes.
咁有啲奉獻者咧就係除咗佢 Guru 嚟到嚟嘅時候咧，佢先會嚟廟堂。如果唔係其他時間，佢從來都唔嚟嘅。
They can only hear from their guru.
佢哋咧只可以聆聽佢哋靈性導師嘅説話。
It is good, but it's not the best.
咁都係好嘅，但係唔係最好。
One cannot make good progress in the advancement of Krishna consciousness.
如果係咁做嘅話咧，佢就一個人咧就冇辦法能夠咧喺佢收集 Krishna 知覺當中咧係取得好大嘅進步。
They cannot see that Krishna is also in the hearts of everyone else.
佢哋咧睇唔到咧 Krishna 其實喺每一個人嘅心入邊。
They can only see that Krishna is on the altar, in their guru's heart and in their heart.
佢哋淨係睇到咧 Krishna 咧就喺呢個神壇上邊啦，喺佢哋靈性導師心入邊啦，同埋喺佢自己嘅心入邊。
And therefore they cannot take pleasure when anyone else is talking about Krishna.
咁所以當其他任何一個人咧喺度講述 Krishna 嘅事情嘅時候，佢哋就冇辦法能夠感受到呢個喜樂。
So Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita, he says, Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavritaha muddoyam na vijananti lokamam ajam avyayam. He says, I'm never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent.
咁咧 Krishna 喺《Bhagāvatam》嗰邊就係講啦，佢咧唔會喺愚蠢同埋愚蠢嘅人面前咧係顯現，同埋冇智慧嘅人。
He says, for them I am covered by my internal potency.
對呢啲人嚟講咧 ，Krishna 咧係用佢嘅內在能量 Yogamaya 咧覆蓋住佢自己。
And therefore, because he's covered, they cannot understand this is God.
因為 Krishna 係被覆蓋住啦，所以佢哋咧呢啲人咧冇辦法明白咧 Krishna 咧就係至尊主。
And therefore, you can see in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says how Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, Kamsa, Jarasandha, Shishupal, they're very highly qualified, but they couldn't appreciate the position of Krishna or Narayana or Vishnu.
咁就所以喺要旨入邊咧，聖保羅提到啦，好似一啲好偉大嘅物質主義者，啲惡魔啦 ，Ravana 啦、Hiranyakashipu 啦、Kamsa 啦、Jarasandha 啦、Shishupal 呢啲人物咧，佢哋咧就算係一個好大人物啦，但佢哋咧其實都當 Krishna 臨在嘅時候，佢都認唔出佢。
So, so powerful materialists, they themselves, when Krishna is in front of them, they can't see that this is a supreme person. They could not understand or they cannot accept it.
咁咧，所以當呢啲喺呢啲好偉大嘅物質主義者面前咧，就算 Krishna 親自喺你面前出現，佢都冇辦法認得出 Krishna 就係至尊主，或者冇辦法接受 Krishna 係至尊主。
These literatures are meant to be heard continuously. We should not only read once in a while.
咁咧呢啲經典咧，其實我哋係要不斷咁樣去聆聽嘅，就唔係咧讀咗一次就算數。
In the first canto, 5th chapter, Narada is instructing Vyasadeva, and he tells Vyasadeva about hearing, even if the literature is not made properly.
咁所以咧喺聖經博迦談第1篇第5章入邊咧 ，Narada Muni 就同 Vyasadeva 講啦，就算呢啲經典咧唔係話最完美嘅，但我哋都要不斷去聆聽。
Tadvag visargo janataga viplavo yasmin pratishlokam abadavati api namani anantasya Yasho ankitani yat shrinvanti gayanti grinnanti sadavaha. So he says, even if it's not properly composed, but if it's full of Krishna's pastime and you should hear it, it is so beneficial.
咁就算佢哋唔係話好正確咁樣去編撰埋一齊啦，但係如果我哋不斷去聆聽嘅話咧，呢個咧都會為我哋帶嚟好大好大嘅益處。
it is so beneficial that it can transform our hearts.
佢哋帶嚟嘅益處咧，係令到改變我哋嘅內心。
It means the more you hear, the more you chant about Krishna, the more you tell others about Krishna, there is a revolution of your consciousness and the heart.
咁即係話咧，如果我哋不斷去聆聽啦，不斷去念誦啦，不斷去同人講述 Krishna 嘅呢啲嘅事情嘅時候咧，咁我哋嘅內心咧就會有個革命性嘅改變。
And Srila Prabhupada says sadhava here, there. He says that means one is sincere and honest about his endeavor to know the Supreme.
咁一個人咧要誠實啦，同埋咧係真誠咁樣咧係去接受佢對呢一個對去認識至尊主嘅呢個慾望。
Otherwise, Krishna covers us and we cannot see him properly.
如果唔係嘅話咧 ，Krishna 咧就會覆蓋住我哋咧，我哋就冇辦法可以睇到佢。
But actually, we are very fortunate because Srila Prabhupada has introduced deity worship, so we have deities all over Iskcon temples.
咁就係我哋非常之幸運啦，因為聖帕帕咧帶嚟咧係呢一個神像崇拜啦，咁所以喺每一間 Iskcon 嘅廟宇入邊咧都有神像。
So therefore, we can come and look at the lotus feet of Shri Gaurnitai or Krishna and meditate on the lotus feet and hope that we don't take birth again.
咁所以我哋能夠嚟到緊見神像嘅蓮花足啦，譬如 Shri Gaurnitai 啦，或者 Radha Krishna 嘅神像啦，咁我哋可以冥想住Krishna 神像嘅蓮花足，就係希望咧我哋唔需要咧係再次咧喺呢個生死輪迴嗰度咧再翻嚟。
Yeah, so either we should come daily to look at the deities. If we are working, maybe in the evening we can come. If not, then at least look in the
internet
web and look at the whole picture. Look from the lotus feet all the way up.
咁所以我哋最理想就係每日都能夠嚟到廟堂緊見神像啦。咁如果你係翻工嘅，你可以夜晚黃昏嘅時候嚟啦。再唔係嘅你亦都可以咧喺互聯網嗰度咧係每日咧都會可以緊見神像嘅照片，可以睇佢嘅蓮花足。
Yeah, devotees should see daily. They should meditate on the deities. This is Shri Gaurnitai are the presiding deities of Hong Kong.
咁我哋應該每一日咧都係緊見神像嘅，咁就香港嘅廟堂嘅神像就係 Shri Gaurnitai。
Yeah, they're very merciful. So one should come and sincerely pray to them, ask for their kindness and blessings and mercy.
咁Shri Gaurnitai係非常之仁慈嘅神像啦。咁我哋應該每日都嚟到緊見神像，向佢祈禱，希望咧得到佢嘅祝福同埋仁慈。
So when you continuously hear and you chant and you repeat Krishna's Gaurnitai's glories, eventually you will come from a sadhaka to a raganuga bhakta. 咁
如果我哋不斷咁樣係去聆聽啦、去念誦啦，同埋憶記住 Shri Gaurnitai 嘅話咧，咁我哋就能夠去到一點咧，就能夠咧去到呢個自發性嘅奉愛服務。
Then Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena, that your love is so strong that your eyes are all filled with so much love that you can then really see Krishna or Shri Gaurnitai. You can see them as a person waving at you. Yeah.
咁當我哋嘅眼睛係充滿咗對 Krishna 對 Shri Gaurnitai 嘅愛嘅時候咧，當我哋見到神像嘅時候，我哋就會見到咧神像其實 Shri Gaurnitai 就喺面前咧係揮手對住我哋微笑。
So therefore, we shouldn't just read. We should think about it and say, how do I continuously hear? How do I continuously chant? And how do I continuously speak about Krishna's past?
咁所以我哋就唔應該淨係去閱讀呢啲經典啦，我哋要不斷喺度諗啦，我哋點樣去聆聽咧？點樣去念誦咧？點樣去講述咧？係重複講述 Krishna 嘅呢啲嘅逍遙時光同 Krishna 有關係嘅嘢。
When you are working, then you cannot, so that we understand. But when you are driving or taking the MTR, then you should hear in your phone or in your headphone or whatever, the pastimes or chanting.
咁當然啦，當你做緊嘢嘅時候未必可以啦，但係如果你譬如喺度行緊或者坐車、坐地鐵、搭地鐵咁先算，你可以用通過耳塞啦嚟到聽關於 Krishna 嘅逍遙時光或者係念誦都可以。
And when you have free time, better to chant extra rounds.
咁如果你有剩餘嘅時間，你都可以多念幾個圈。
And if you don't like to chant extra rounds, then chant some prayers of you can chant the prayers of Queen Kunti.
咁如果你唔中意念多幾個圈嘅，你都可以咧係譬如好似念誦咧係觀節皇后嘅呢個嘅禱文祈
And
禱。
then when you're cooking, you can think how Mother Yashoda cooks for Krishna, or how Radharani will cook for Krishna, or how Sachi Mata cooks for Mahaprabhu, or Jagadananda Pandit cooks for Mahaprabhu.
咁咧，當你係煮緊飯嘅時候，你就可以冥想啦。Yashoda 媽媽點樣為 Krishna 煮飯咧？Śrimad Radharani 點樣為 Krishna 煮飯咧？甚至咧係 Sachi 媽媽點樣為主宰坦爺嚟到煮飯等等。
Yeah, and then in the night when you go to bed, then you can play soft chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra by Srila Prabhupada in the background. And then you sleep hearing, and then you wake up hearing the chanting.
咁咧，當你喺張床度準備瞓覺嘅時候咧，你可以播放聖泡泡一啲好柔和嘅念誦啦。咁你就聽住呢啲嘅念誦嚟到瞓覺，跟住當你醒嘅時候，亦都係聽住呢啲念誦。
And when you read something and if it touches your heart and you feel this makes sense, then you can come to the temple and share with another devotee. Then you know I have this realization I want to share with you. It's a short one. You don't have to give a lecture.
咁如果你讀經典讀到一啲地方你係好有呢個覺悟嘅，好有感動嘅，你可以咧嚟到廟堂同另一個奉獻者分享你嘅覺悟啦。但係呢個唔需要話好長嘅，唔係話講一堂課。
And then once in a while invite the devotees to your small tiny apartment. And have some prasadam and kirtan.
咁咧，你都可以咧，有時間嘅話咧，邀請奉獻者去你一個好細小嘅住嘅地方啦，跟住咧可以一齊榮耀際遇，同埋係可以一齊 kirtan。
Yeah, or if you don't like to do that, then sponsor a feast or lunch. And invite them to the temple and have nice association.
咁如果你唔想喺屋企做呢樣嘢，你可以咧係贊助一個午餐啦，邀請奉獻者嚟到廟堂咧係享用呢個大餐。
If you don't do that, then as we spoke yesterday, the material energy is very powerful and it can slowly take you away from Krishna.
咁如果我哋唔咁樣做嘅話咧，呢個物質能量就係太強大啦，佢慢慢咧就會將我哋拉走，離開 Krishna。
And if you cannot appreciate the devotees speaking or giving class, then you will be attracted to unbona fide or unauthorized persons speaking nonsense.
咁如果你冇被奉獻者所講嘅説話講課所吸引咧，你就會慢慢咧就會被一啲冇呢個資格啦、冇權威嘅人所講嘅一啲無聊嘅説話咧所吸引。
They don't follow any religious principles.
咁呢啲人咧，佢哋唔會遵守任何嘅宗教原則。
They have no regulative principles.
佢哋根本冇任何嘅規範守則。
They just eat any nonsense, no prasadam.
佢哋咧淨係食一啲垃圾嘅嘢啦，咁樣就唔會榮耀際遇。
But how can you expect to be purified hearing from such contaminated people?
咁如果你由呢啲咁受污染嘅人嗰度咧去聆聽佢哋講嘅説話，你有咩可能咧係會得到淨化咧？
So we have to be very careful because what is our goal, to go back to Godhead, or are we going to keep coming back?
咁我哋要好清晰知道我哋嘅目標係咪就係回歸神手咧，定係我哋想不停咁樣翻嚟呢個物質世界
？If we are not careful, then we have to take birth again. And all of you know how difficult life is.
咁如果我哋唔小心嘅話咧，我哋又要再次投生喺呢個物質世界。咁我哋每一個人咧都知道咧，呢個物質世界喺度生存嘅話係幾唔痛苦。
And to go through the same life for another 50, 60 years. Oh my God.
咁咧，如果我哋要再次喺呢個咁痛苦嘅生活入邊咧，再過50-60年咧，真係好難想像。
Yeah. So therefore, we have to learn to appreciate even a new devotee who's giving class or a very senior, wonderful devotee giving class. We should appreciate everyone.
咁所以咧，無論係一個好初階嘅奉獻者去講課啦，或者一個好年長、好資深嘅奉獻者講課咧，我哋都要去欣賞。
And for a new devotee, we hear, we appreciate, and we encourage them and say, yes, this is nice, you speak more nicely.
咁如果係啲初階奉獻者去講課咧，我哋會鼓勵佢啦，你講得好好啊，講多啲啦。
And from a senior, more experienced devotee, we learn from them.
咁如果係一個比較資深、一個進步嘅奉獻者講課嘅，我哋就再去當中喺個講課當中咧去學習。
Otherwise, we will hear from unqualified people. And when we hear from unqualified people, we will waste our valuable life.
咁如果唔係嘅話咧，我哋就會由一啲冇資格嘅人嗰度去聆聽，咁咧呢個係浪費我哋寶貴嘅人生。
Or they will interpret the Shastra in their own foolish mentality.
或者佢哋咧用佢哋好愚蠢嘅智力咧嚟到咧係去分析呢個經典所講嘅嘢。
We should only hear from Vaishnavas.
我哋只會咧係由奉獻者嗰度咧係去聆聽。
Generally, if a person is practicing properly, they won't cheat.
咁如果一個係好正確咁樣收集嘅奉獻者咧，佢唔會欺騙我哋。
The cheating propensity comes in when we are thinking we are controller.
當我哋覺得我哋自己係控制者嘅時候咧，我哋就會產生呢一個欺騙嘅呢一個嘅傾向。
That means we don't understand Krishna is in charge. We think, oh, I can say something, or don't believe in the Shastras.
咁如果我哋自以為自己係控制者，唔接受 Krishna 係控制者嘅話咧，咁我哋就會以為我哋就會講一啲欺騙嘅嘢啦，或者咧係我哋會唔相信經典入邊所講嘅嘢。
A devotee knows he or she cannot lie or cheat because Krishna will do something for you.
咁咧，一個奉獻者知道咧，佢唔可以講大話，佢唔可以欺騙其他人，因為咧 Krishna 咧會處理佢。
Therefore, they are very careful how to speak and how to convince people and how to guide people.
咁所以咧，當佢哋去講嘢嘅時候啦，去說服其他人嘅時候，去指導其他人嘅時候咧，奉獻者都會非常之小心。
And therefore, Prabhupada says, your hearing process must be perfect.
咁所以咧，聖Prabhupada話咧，我哋聆聽嘅過程咧，必須係要完美。
What does that mean? It means you hear from the right people, hear from the right source, read the right books.
咁即係話咧，我哋要由一個正確嘅人身上嗰度去聆聽啦，亦都係去聆聽一啲正確嘅書籍。
Of course, there are 9 processes of devotional service. So if you follow any one of these 9 processes properly in the Guru Parampara, you can also get the same liberation.
咁我哋知道服務有9種啦。咁如果我哋喺一個正確嘅資料傳承入邊去做任何一種嘅服務嘅話咧，我哋咧都可以得到解脫。
Mostly, even though there are people who may be pious, they also don't want to read and hear from the proper authority.
咁就算一啲係好虔誠嘅人啦，佢哋都未必咧係想咧係有一啲正確嘅權威嗰度咧去聆聽。
One Srila Prabhupada was in South India doing programs.
咁有一次咧，聖Prabhupada咧就喺南印度嗰度咧係做一啲活動。
He was staying at a very I think he was popular person who they all said was a devotee of Radha and Krishna.
咁咧佢就住喺一個當地人稱係一個好傑出嘅奉獻者Radha Krishna 嘅奉獻者嘅屋企嗰度。
But he wasn't really in any proper sampradaya.
咁但係咧佢並冇正式咧係入去加入呢個正統嘅思潮傳承當中。
He was a wealthy person, so he had a big house and a big temple, his own temple.
咁咧佢係好有錢嘅人啦，所以佢有住間屋非常之大啦，亦都有佢擁有自己嘅廟宇。
So when Prabhupada went there, he stayed at their home with his devotees.
咁當巴巴去到嗰個地方嘅時候咧，佢就住喺呢個人嘅屋，同奉獻者住喺呢個人嘅屋企。
And then when they saw the deities, every day they took darshan. Every day the deities are wearing black in color.
咁跟住佢哋就每日奉獻者就去緊見神像啦，但係每一日咧神像都係着黑色嘅衫。
So they asked the devotees, Prabhupada didn't say anything. So the devotees asked Mr. Balu.
巴魯嚇，咁跟住奉獻者就問巴巴冇講嘢，跟住咧奉獻者就問呢個主人啦，Mr. 巴魯。
So the devotees asked, Mr. Balu, why every day Krishna is wearing black?
咁跟住咧奉獻者就問呢一個主人啦，Mr. 巴魯啦，點解 Krishna 每日都着黑色衫嘅？
And then he told them, the deities are so effulgent, if I don't put them in black color, I can't see them.
咁跟住佢就話啦，因為咧神像就係實在個光芒咧實在太耀眼啦，如果唔同佢着黑色衫咧，我乜都睇唔到。
And then the devotees, Prabhupada, they would pay obeisance to the deities.
咁跟住咧奉獻者就會頂拜神像。
But he and his wife will not pay obeisance.
咁但係咧佢呢個主人同埋佢嘅太太就唔會向神像咧係頂拜。
So again the devotees ask them, why you don't pay obeisance?
跟住咧奉獻者就問呢個主人啦，咁點解你唔頂拜神像咧？
And then he said, I don't pay obeisance to the deity because, my wife and I, we are Krishna's father and mother.
咁跟住咧跟住呢個主人就同奉獻者講啦，我哋唔頂拜神像啊，因為咧我同我太太咧就係Krishna 嘅爸爸媽媽。
Then he said, how can the parents pay obeisance to the son?
咁父母點會向兒子頂拜咧？
So anyway, Srila Prabhupada didn't say anything. He was gracious because he's hosting them.
咁但係點都好多，聖巴巴冇講任何嘢，因為咧聖巴巴好小心，因為當時咧係佢哋係住喺呢個屋企嗰度。
But one night, Mr. Balu and his wife came to Prabhupada and said, please speak on the Rasa Leela.
咁總之有一晚咧，呢個主人同埋佢太太咧就嚟到揾聖巴巴啦，跟住咧就邀請巴巴咧就係講述Krishna 同埋無油姑娘嘅Rasa Dance 嘅逍遙時光。
Srila Prabhupada said the Rasa Leela is very exalted topic. It's only for liberated people.
咁跟住聖巴巴就回答啦，係Rasa 舞嘅呢個逍遙時光咧，係只係俾一啲非常最傑出嘅奉獻者聽嘅啫，只有一啲咧係已經得到解脫嘅奉獻者咧係可以有資格去聆聽。
And he said only those who are completely free from material desires can hear the Rasa Leela. 只有嗰啲咧係完全咧係摒棄咗任何物質嘅慾望嘅奉獻者咧，可以聆聽Krishna 嘅 Rasa Leela。 And Mr. Balu said, no, Swamiji, my wife and I, we are very keen to listen. You must tell us about it.
咁跟住呢個Mr. Balu 就話啦，我同我太太咧好想聽啊，你一定要講。
Yeah, then Prabhupada again said, this is a very exalted topic. Only one who is free from material desires and money and women and family and home is fit to hear Krishna's rasa dance.
聖巴巴就重複啦嚇，只有一啲最傑出嘅奉獻者咧，係完全冇物質慾望嘅，冇任何對家庭啊、女人啊、所有呢啲一切錢啊，冇任何呢啲物質慾望嘅人咧，先至有資格去聆聽。
So then he put his hand, oh Swamiji, my wife and I are pleading you to recite.
咁咧佢哋跟住呢個主人家繼續咧係喺度請求巴巴我同我太太好想去聽。
Then Prabhupada said, well, you may be fit to hear the Rasa Leela, but I don't feel qualified to speak the Rasa Leela.
咁最後咧，聖巴巴就講啦，你同你太太可能咧係有資格去聆聽呢個 Rasa Leela 嘅逍遙時光啦，但係咧我冇呢個資格去講呢個逍遙時光。
So then he said, you please kindly ask someone else.
跟住佢就話，咁你可唔可以邀請其他人去講啊
So you can see, although Prabhupada was qualified, he saw this person wasn't qualified, so he would not speak on those topics.
咁所以咧，雖然聖爸爸係有資格去講述呢啲逍遙時光嘅，但係佢知道咧，係明白到呢一個主人家佢哋咧根本係冇呢個資格去聆聽，咁所以咧佢就選擇唔講。
Actually, we should all hear from the first canto nicely up to 9th canto, and then we should be free from material desires, and then we can read the 10th canto.
咁其實我哋應該係由聖經博家談嘅第一篇開始，係好認真咁樣去好真誠咁去聆聽啦，直去到第9篇。咁如果係咁嘅話咧，我哋就得到足夠嘅淨化，我哋就可以咧有資格咧去聆聽第10篇。
Prabhupada says in the Bhagavad, the Pandavas' dealings, Krishna's dealings with the Pandavas is not less important than his dealings with the gopis.
咁係聖巴巴要旨入邊講到啦，Krishna 同 Pandava 兄弟之間嘅交往咧，其實比起 Krishna 同無姑娘嘅交往嘅逍遙時光咧，係完全咧係平等嘅，冇分別嘅。
That means he's an absolute person. That means whoever he deals with is perfect.
咁咧 Krishna 係一個絕對嘅人，所以咧佢同任何人嘅交往咧都係完美嘅。
So similarly, we should learn to understand this principle that we cannot just keep jumping on the Bhagāvatam.
咁我哋都要學習呢個原則啦。我哋唔可以咧係當我哋閱讀聖經博家嘅嘅時候，唔可以跳嚟跳去咁樣讀。
And we should systematically study so that we can also become free from material desires.
咁我哋都有好有系統咁樣去研讀呢本呢套經典啦，令到我哋可以咧係摒棄呢個物質嘅慾望。
Unless we develop this strong faith, we cannot progress in our Krishna consciousness.
除非我哋咧係建立呢一個非常堅定嘅信念啦，如果唔係咧，我哋冇辦法喺呢個收集 Krishna 知覺當中咧係得到進步。
It is not that I believe in something, you believe in something, and that is religion. No.
並唔係話咧你相信一啲嘢，佢又相信一啲嘢，咁呢個咧就係宗教原則。
Nowadays, so many people create their own religion. So many.
咁咧，而家現今嘅世代咧，好多人咧係創立佢自己所謂嘅宗教。
I think I'm right, so I'll follow what I want.
咁啊，我覺得咧我係啱嘅，所以我咧就係去跟從我認為啱嘅嘢。
Yeah, but Prabhupada said you cannot just make up your own philosophy and then say this is the way to go back to God.
咁但係聖爸爸講過啦，人唔可以咧淨係自己作啲嘢出嚟嘅，跟住就話咧呢一個係回歸神手嘅方法。
Whenever we deviate, we have consequences. We suffer.
如果我哋咧係偏離呢個正確嘅路途嘅時候咧，我哋就會受苦。
Just like if you break a law in the state in Hong Kong, the police will catch you and put you in jail.
就好似如果你喺香港犯法啦，觸犯法律咁樣咧，警察就會捉你，跟住咧就你要去坐監。
So similarly, if you violate Krishna's rule and law, the people also suffer.
咁即係話咧，同樣地，如果你咧係冇跟從 Krishna 定嘅呢啲嘅法律、呢啲嘅守則嘅話咧，我哋一樣會受苦。
And that's why Queen Kunti is saying here, one should hear about Krishna, chant about Krishna, and repeat the glories of Krishna.
咁所以咧，點解坤治皇后就喺呢個詩節講到啦？我哋要不斷咁聆聽啦、吟誦、吟唱、復述 Krishna 嘅超然嘅活動。
And so we should follow Srila Prabhupada's nice instructions in his books, in his lectures, in his conversation, in his letters, and apply so that we can make progress.
咁所以咧，我哋要遵從聖爸爸喺佢嘅書籍啦，喺佢嘅講話啦，喺佢嘅講課當中所俾我哋嘅訓示，然之後令到我哋咧可以喺修習當中咧得到進步。
If we hear nicely, then we will chant nicely.
如果我哋係能夠好好咁去聆聽嘅話咧，我哋自然咧就可以好好咁去念誦。
And then you will get taste, and when you get proper taste, you want to chant all the time.
咁如果跟住咧，我哋就會產生一個好嘅品味啦。當我哋有呢個品味嘅時候咧，我哋就更加想去不停咁去念誦。
But if you are like Parikshit Maharaj, you can sit and hear 24 hours, 7 days a week continuously. If you can do that, you do go ahead.
咁如果我哋能夠好似 Parikshit 王咁啦，7日7夜每日24小時不斷咁聆聽嘅話咧，咁如果你有咁嘅能力咧，係非常好嘅，你可以咁樣做。
Yeah, but otherwise, if you cannot, or even if you don't understand, you should simply try to hear, knowing that this is good for you.
咁咧，就算你唔明白都好啦，你亦都我哋應該去嘗試去不斷咁去聆聽，因為咧我知道咧呢個係其實係對我哋係有益嘅。
Because anything about Krishna, when we chant, the vibration is positive.
因為咧無論我哋去念誦啦，呢個音震咧其實係正面嘅。
When we speak about Krishna's pastime or his devotees, or we are preaching, we are coming from the point where Krishna is pleased, so the vibration is positive.
咁所以當我哋去傳教啦，我哋去講述Krishna 嘅逍遙時光啦，或者係去念誦嘅時候咧，其實咧呢一啲音震咧都係來自 Krishna 嘅，咁所以咧呢啲全部都係正面嘅，帶俾我哋正面嘅結果。
Therefore, it's important to hear about Krishna, speak about Krishna, and deal only about Krishna's. Yeah.
咁所以我哋咧要去聆聽 Krishna 啦，去念誦講述 Krishna 啦，亦都係同 Krishna 不斷咁交往。
Otherwise, this material world, it's just going to catch us, put us through the washing machine of birth, death, old age and disease.
如果唔係呢個物質世界咧，就捉住我哋啦，將我哋掉洗衣機嗰度，不斷咁樣咧係喺度生死輪迴。
Yeah. But if you follow, then as Brahma prays to Krishna, Bhavam Buddhi Vatsa Padam Param Padam. That means the entire ocean of material suffering comes down into a hoof of a calf and you can cross over.
咁咧我哋都可以好似主 Brahma 向 Krishna 嘅禱告咁樣講啦，咁就將呢個物質世界所有苦難咧就變成係好似一個牛族嘅腳印咁大，咁我哋咧就可以跨越去。
Okay, it's getting late. We will stop here. Thank you. Comments, questions, corrections.
有冇問題？評語。
Yeah, there's one part that you said, that one cannot tell a lie as Krishna will know. I know that. I mean, don't tell lies, How about a lot of people, instead of lying, they do a lot of excuses. Is that the same level as lying?
個問題就係頭先講我哋唔應該講大話啦，因為 Krishna 會知道啦。咁但係我哋如果用一啲藉口咁得唔得咧
？So it all depends if the excuse is a lie or not.
咁就取決呢個藉口係咪一個大話啦。
Yeah, but if they just generally excuses may not be factual. Yeah.
May not be
factual. True.
True. 咁咧有好多時我哋話有啲藉口咧未必係真嘅。
People may just say it for convenience.
咁好多時咧就係貪方便，於是就咁樣講。
Instead of saying the truth, why they cannot, let's say they cannot come. You ask them, oh, I was so busy doing something else.
咁譬如好似係問佢，點解你唔嚟啊？咁跟住佢就話，我太忙啦，我好多嘢要做。
Yeah, maybe they were busy sleeping. Who knows?
咁但係其實可能佢哋咧係好忙喺度瞓覺，你根本冇辦法知道嘅。
That's a lie also, but it may not be a big lie, but it's still a lie.
咁呢個咧都係講大話嘅，不過呢個唔係一個好大嘅大話。
What it means is we are cultivating bad habits.
咁即係話咧咁代表住咧我哋咧去培養一啲唔好嘅習慣。
And then after many years of cultivating that kind of consciousness, we will then perform activities that are so detrimental for Krishna consciousness.
咁如果我哋好多年都係咁樣去培養出呢啲唔好嘅習慣嘅話咧，咁我哋咧就遲早咧就會咧係令到我哋咧係會對我哋嘅收集 Krishna 之覺咧有個好負面嘅影響。
Or we become emboldened to say even more bad lies.
或者咧你已經習慣咗咧會講一啲更加唔好嘅大話。
And then Krishna will say, okay, we'll see you next life.
跟住咧 Krishna 就會同佢講，好啦，咁你下世再翻嚟啦，我再見你啦。
Yeah, okay. Yes.
我想問下頭先話我哋讀聖經國家談嗰時候，應該由第一篇開始一路咁讀㗎嘛。咁Krishna book 咁就係佢喺第10篇抽出嚟。咁我哋譬如有啲新即係有啲新嘅人， 佢可唔可以冇讀聖經國家壇就？
So we are advised to start to read the Śrimad Bhagāvatam from Canto 1 till Canto 9 and then Canto 10. But for some new devotees, when they join, we advise them to read the Krishna book. Krishna book is actually Canto 10.
Yes.
So should they read Krishna book without reading Śrimad Bhagāvatam from Canto 1 to Canto 9?
Okay. Srila Prabhupada wrote the Krishna book because he feared that he might leave his body.
咁咧聖巴巴咧就特登寫咗呢個翻譯咗呢個 Krishna 化學的傳言呢本書咧，就因為佢擔心咧佢未必有呢個足夠嘅時間嘅壽命咧去完成呢個翻譯。
Prabhupada is a pure devotee and he is also a genius.
咁咧巴巴係一個純粹嘅奉獻者，亦都係一個天才。
So the philosophy that even a new people need to learn, Srila Prabhupada put within the Krishna book.
咁所以咧，就算係一個新嘅奉獻者，佢要學嘅啲哲學咧，聖巴巴咧都將佢咧呢啲哲學咧等咗喺 Krishna book 入邊。
If you read Krishna book, it's not just all stories. In between, Prabhupada explains the philosophy and makes us understand why this is important and how we should behave. And what actions we should take.
咁咧，所以當我哋讀Krishna book 嘅時候咧，其實唔單止係一啲故事、啲笑時光，喺中間咧，其實聖巴巴加插咗好多咧，我哋好多哲學啦，好多我哋點樣去應該去做啦，同埋我哋要知道嘅乜嘢。
Yeah, so anybody new who reads will get so much benefit.
咁所以每一個人啦，就算係新嘅人都好啦，當佢閱讀Krishna 化學的傳言呢本書嘅時候咧，佢都可以得到好多嘅益處。
I think Shruta Kirti Prabhu was saying that Srila Prabhupada was reading his own Krishna book.
咁咧，Shruta Kirti Prabhu 即係巴巴其中嘅僕人啦，佢講咧，聖巴巴佢自己咧都會讀翻佢寫嘅呢個 Krishna 化學的傳言呢本書。
And then Prabhupada was reading, looked up and said, "This is a good book."
跟住咧
something like that.
巴巴當佢讀緊嘅時候咧，佢就望翻上嚟，跟住就話呢本真係一本好書。
And then he said that even if you read one page, you can go back to God.
咁咧，聖巴巴都講過，就算你淨係讀一版咧，呢本書一版，你都可以咧係回歸神手。
Then he said, after a while, he looked up and said, "If you read one paragraph, you can go back to God."
咁跟住咧，隔咗一陣，聖巴巴又望上嚟，跟住就話：你可能讀一段，你都可以回歸神手。
Then after some time, he put the book down and said, "If you read even one sentence, you can go back to God."
跟住咧過咗一陣咧，聖巴巴就等低一本書，跟住佢就再講：甚至你讀一句子，你都可以回歸神手。
And then he looked again and said, "If you read even one word from his book, you can go back to
跟住
God."
聖巴巴最後就講啦：你甚至讀一個字，你就可以咧回歸神手。
What does it mean? It means Srila Prabhupada has put so much of his affection and love of Krishna in his writing, and it's so potent that anyone who just reads it or even touches it will get liberated down the line.
咁咧，因為聖巴巴當佢寫呢啲書嘅時候咧，佢將佢嘅愛啦、對 Krishna 嘅情感全部咧灌注喺本書入邊啊。咁所以呢啲書咧係咁有力量，所以就你去如果任何一個人去讀啦，或者一個人甚至去掂呢本書咧，都可以咧令到佢咧係可以咧係回歸神手。
So some book distributors, when they are selling books, they will make them touch the book and hold the book, so that they get some benefit.
咁所以咧有啲派書嘅奉獻者咧，就係當佢派書嘅時候咧，就會係盡量咧令到啲人咧係可以掂到本書或者揸住本書啦，令到可以咧令到呢啲人咧能夠有啲得到一啲益處。
Yeah, so everyone should read Krishna.
咁所以每一個人咧都應該去讀 Krishna 化學的傳言呢本書。
When they first printed the Krishna book, Prabhupada told them to distribute it.
咁所以咧，當呢本書啱啱出版嘅時候咧，聖巴巴就叫奉獻者咧要去派呢一本書。
Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll stop here. Grantara Śrimad Bhagāvatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Premanandi.